Welcome to Chapel Hill. It's game 2 of our ACC Network doubleheader tonight, presented by T. Rowe Price, and the first meeting since 1987 between the Mustangs of SMU and the Tar Heels of North Carolina. We welcome you courtside. Great to be with Dan Bonner-Wester, and we got a heck of a ball game for you tonight because two teams that want to go up and down the floor, Dan. Jalen Washington get us started. Bill Covington Jr., Tommy Morrissey, and Eric Lewis on the whistle. R.J. Davis with the tap, won by the Tar Heels, and Carolina to work.
And immediately SMU drops back into a 1-3-1 zone, and they'll match up out of this zone.
Miller plays at the front, where they bring the long Johan Traore out to the wing on the far side. 8 to shoot, and here goes Cadeau back for Washington. Yugitolu on a kick out. Cadeau 3 on the clock and a long triple. Rings in for Elliot Cadeau. 12th of the year. Well, he's hit his last 2 from the floor from behind the line.
2 straight, and one to end the game, one to start it.
And a steal by Cadeau against Cross. Layup bounces in. Blue on the back end. The catch inside, no question. The big man tries to reset on Washington, had it blocked, and Jalen recovers. Lead for Davis. He'll take it on the drive and draw the foul. R.J. Davis had R.J. Davis free throw no good. He's the 8th best free throw shooter in the ACC. Last 8 from behind the line. Hits the back end for his first.
When he sees Cadeau matched up against him, he's going to try to take it to the goal.
Seth Trimble back on the floor. He's missed the last 3. Had 5 straight double-figure games prior to Johan Traore, junior from France, and a transfer from Cal State Bakersfield. He'll shoot at 17 feet. And Yugitolu somehow worked his way around return to join Trimble, R.J. Davis, and Ian Jackson. Jarrell Colbert, by the way, is on the floor. He wears 20 for SMU as Miller has tied the game on his first field goal. Carolina now without a field goal for about 3 minutes and change.
And North Carolina seems to be a little bit tentative against this zone defense. So the reason you play a zone is to make a team stand around, and that's what we've seen.
Powell goes hard to the basket and off the glass.
That'll work.
Colbert, junior from Houston, turns it over. Here's Davis with Jackson. He'll go to the glass and draw the foul. I think they're going to get Cross. Matt Cross has come from the stripe, and he misses the free throw. So he's now just
this free throw shooter.
Yep. And the second one good. So David Mario Oquendo into the ball game. Where's number 8 for the Mustangs? Edwards stays on the floor. They've also got Chuck Harris off the bench. He's a talented scorer, averaging 11.4 for Coach Enfield. 3 out of the corner by Powell is good. Drake Powell will fight. And Jackson another rebound.
Well, when you're a little bit smaller, some of your small guys have to really do the rebounding job, and you need your best player to knock down shots.
Like that?
Like that.
Gotcha.
That'll work.
R.J. Davis' 31st 3 of the year. 9 points, the biggest lead for Carolina. It's a 9-0 run, and the answer from Chuck Harris.
Just what we're saying. That's what he does. He shoots threes.
Yep. He was scoreless on Saturday against Duke at Moody Coliseum. On the board in his second shot here tonight. Jackson to answer. Bounds away. Ben Allen Lubin couldn't control it. Here's Harris and SMU. On the drive all the way down. Had it knocked away, and a foul is called.
This one very successful.
Harris's free throw spins out.
Shooting 47% from 3. Now he's not exclusively a 3-point shooter.
Here's Davis again working against Miller.
It's an advantage to the zone the more you dribble it out there.
Trimble in the air. Powell tees one up and hits.
But when you're going to dribble against the zone, that's what you do. You beat Wes, and keep in mind, North Carolina only shoots 31% on the year from 3. They shoot 57% from 2. Now man-to-man.
Washington clutched on 3 momentarily. Here is Davis. High-arcing, running one-hander by biggest of the first half.
North Carolina with Washington and Withers in the game at the same time, now a little bigger.
Yeah, Cross, a deep 3 rattles in. Boy, Matt Cross, who shoots 38% from behind the line, knocks down a long 3. 20-13. Here's a kick to the right wing. Powell tees up another one. Sure. Drake Powell had 12 threes on the year.
Where these teams are going to get up and down, Wes.
Yep. Nobody waits around in this game, do they?
No, I don't think we're going to have any problem with shot clock violations.
On the drive, Harris in traffic, and I think Washington just picked up his second.
Causes some problems for your inside guys, and Washington, who's played very well, is going to have
time to go. So he sat over there about 7 minutes. Second by Cross. Terrific play by Matt Cross. Miller and the Mustangs in transition. Cross winding into the lane. Kick for Edwards. Baseline runner is good. B.J. Edwards, second field goal.
North Carolina did a good job making him stop.
There goes Ian Jackson for the dunk. It got rejected by Okendo. Going up, and Bill Covington a foul. And fourth on SMU. Andy Enfield not pleased.
They've been scrapping and fighting tonight.
Yeah.
Against one of the best rebounders. Are always the same, defense and rebounding, and they've done a pretty good job in both areas so far.
Yigitolu against Villa and Lubin. And a double team help forces the turnover. 5 of them now for the Mustangs, and Cadeau off the Powell pass. To help. There's the double team. Now Ian Jackson with 3 to shoot. Deep 3 off a spin, missed everything. Miller the rebound of the air ball. Mustangs in transition. Harris will finish with the layup.
Boy, Miller can go, can't he?
Terrific turn and burn. Harris has got 8 to lead the Mustangs. It's an 8-point Carolina lead.
Now Lubin is setting screens and they're ignoring him, and that
there's
time he made him pay for it.
That'll be his second. 5 on SMU, Dan.
Well, Lubin goes and sets the
game. Van Allen Lubin, 21-29. And the second one bounds away.
SMU.
Colbert tried to bounce it through traffic, turned it over. Nice lead pass. Davis will try and finish. It got slapped off the glass, and Van Allen Lubin stuffed it back home. Powell. Trimble. Euro in traffic. They try for the rebound. Knocked out. Jackson a fresh 20. Davis standing 3. 10 in the first half for R.J. Davis.
That's a great pass by Jackson.
14-point Carolina lead is their largest to this first half. And Harris fouled on the drive, or Edwards rather fouled on the drive, and he was fouled by. They're playing for the future, man. Here's Edwards, originally at Arizona, a couple of seasons at San Jose State, and now SMU. One of the new faces in the lineup. He averaged 11 points and 4 rebounds a year ago for San Jose State. 4 minutes to go. Miller cashes into the corner. Gorner's 3.
Now, his previous stops, Gorner made threes. He struggled from 3 this year, but that's what he's in the game to do, is to try to make a 3.
Yeah, 4 of 16 now after the miss there. Here goes Powell baseline. The reverse, and fouled is Drake Powell. And I think that's going to be Tolu, so it's his second as Powell goes to the line. And
the 26% shooting that made Tar Heels on that rebound.
Boopie Miller 1 for 8 here in the first half. You see Yigitolu is 1 for 4. Carolina by 14. Powell trying to take Cross off the bounce, fights through and scores. What a tough move and score for the freshman Drake Powell.
He did a nice job hanging in the air that time, and Yigitolu had to be careful. He don't want to pick up that 3rd foul.
Edwards driving through, and a whistle and foul will be called. Tommy Morrissey is going to tag, I believe,
R.J. Davis.
Edwards out of Knoxville, who started his collegiate career at Tennessee for the. And the second rebound. Big fellow with 2, 3 fakes, and then Van Allen Lubin and Cross battle inside, and he saves it to Powell. And Edwards trying to stay with Powell through the backcourt, and he's going to get called for the reach. And it bounds away. Got the rebound. Jackson tees one up. The captain is on the shots from the floor.
Jackson just looks like a basket waiting to happen.
Yep. That's what the kids call a bucket, Dan. He's a walking bucket. Cross, runner with a right hand, good. Matt.
And this is a team that comes in shooting almost 50% as a team on the season.
Well, they were 32% in the second half on Saturday in the second half against Duke. Here's Van Allen Lubin. Thought about the bounce pass. Fall away from in front and doesn't get the roll. Rebound with one. From three-quarter court, it is offline for Harris. Hard for the Tar Heels.
I think if you're Hubert Davis, you take that shot every time.
Sure. Boopie Miller, Elliot Cadeau, remember he's got 2. R.J. Davis has 2. Jalen Washington also with 2. Samet Yigatolo and Matt Cross each with 2 for SMU as we start the second half. And there's Boopie Miller's second field goal.
And that's really the first time Miller's been able to get loose in the half court. You know, Traore is the guy who's out of the game.
There's a turnover, and here's Miller and SMU in transition. A lob and the catch. Harris couldn't finish. Cross did. 4 in a row for the Mustangs. And here's Jackson trying to beat the break and does.
Wow. And that's North Carolina.
Rare we've seen a standing dribble in this ball game. Cross, the turn, and the hook with the right hand. Slapped out by Washington, recovered to Cross. Edwards in traffic against Washington, scores.
We saw early in the first half.
Double team there. Now he'll re-rack around Jackson. Edwards with 6 to shoot against Davis. Leans in, put it up on the rim. Yigatolu couldn't control. Here's Ian Jackson against Harris, all the way to the basket and scores. Ian Jackson's got 7 now. Quick look, Miller had it blocked. Did Edwards. Now Davis on the run. Through traffic, and Miller called for the block, scored the basket.
Powell has done about everything tonight, hasn't he?
Well, he's been really impressive. Free throw good for Miller. Played over the top of the Van Allen Lubin screen, didn't he? Davis in a double team. Here's Van Allen Lubin, short jumper good. Well, if SMU does that well defensively and Lubin still scores, Dan, that's a tough deal for Andy Enfield. 7-0 run by Carolina. Colbert in traffic. Fouled by Powell. That'll be his 3rd. He's the first Tar Heel with 3. He had 20 and 11 rebounds against Longwood. Only 6 a year right here in 15 games.
SMU has.
Oh, do you know how many people are happy you said that? Here's Miller in traffic and a foul on R.J. Davis. It'll be his 3rd. It's the 4th on Carolina.
Holly Farms player of the game every time.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Now we know.
At
January of 1985 in Greensboro. So they played 3 consecutive years. Smith had 18. Steve Hale had 16. Carolina lost 84-82 in Greensboro.
You didn't say tournament game.
No. Regular season game on a Sunday in Greensboro. Yeah, before the Smith Center opened. Here's Withers at the foul line. He'll knock down the jump shot.
Boy, North Carolina in the second half. Well, the 12 shots, that's an encouraging sign, but 3 of 12 is not.
Yep. Boopie Miller with Traore providing the screen and feeds it right back to the big man, Johan Traore's first field goal. He's got 3.
How close did Jackson come to getting that one?
Yep.
SMU needs to do more of that.
Here's Van Allen Lubin working against Akendo with a right hand and scores. Just turns right over his left shoulder for his 3rd field goal. And 7 for Van Allen Lubin.
And the back to the basket power move isn't something you normally see.
And he forced the turnover there. Nice pass. Trimble for Davis.
The pass was a little bit behind him. That's a heck of a catch.
Lubin missed the bunny and recovered by Davis. RJ trying to get the transition game going. Here is Jackson. Whoa, boy. Yigatolu took Jackson down hard. And
this is a hard foul. Yigatolu's trying to stop him, and Jackson, I mean, he just goes right into him, brings his arm down.
And Ian Jackson with 2 here. And the first one good. So, and the second one cleanly through. Just to the night for Carolina. Just beyond 6 and change gone here in the second half. Davis' spot up 2 is good. 4-point trip for Carolina.
Well, Davis is feeling it coming out here in the second half.
Yep. 58-35. Edwards skip to the corner, and a 3-ball is good, and that's Chuck Harris. 11 for Harris on his second 3 of the night.
That's only 3 as a team by the Mustangs.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them. Jackson all the way through on the drive, and he'll draw the foul.
You could tell he was going to get tired of Jackson driving into the lane.
Well, he's Jackson at the line for a couple. And Louisville at 4 from Derby City. And then Miami, Syracuse. 5
points a game.
Jackson into the corner. Withers the shot fake. He'll take off around Traore. The scoop and score. Wow.
Really something.
So 7 now for Harris, Edwards, and Cross. Pretty small lineup, relatively speaking, for SMU. There goes Edwards into traffic, and Carolina hoping for a held ball, not going to get it. Jalen Withers going to pace.
And what you've seen is North Carolina in this game has been able to make their advantage. The Tar Heels defense has just been so disruptive. SMU can't really get into anything.
Yep. Both free throws for B.J. Edwards. Almost 8 minutes gone, second half. Cadeau lost it on the dribble. Here goes Cario Oquendo to the basket, and he'll stuff it home with 2 hands. First field goal for the. He said they have to know they're a team, not a group.
Yes.
Cadeau for Jackson.
Look at him
on the drive and draws the foul.
I mean, and given the way the rule is about the block charge on the inside, that might have been to get in there before he plants that last foot.
And he missed the back end of the free throw.
Wasn't very effective.
Davis missed the 3.
You're just trying anything you can to try to change the tempo of the game.
Yigatolu the rebound, and Miller the transition one-hander.
And that's really the first time we've seen Boopy Miller do that, and that's so well. There haven't really been a lot of opportunities for SMU to get out in transition.
There's Powell. Tried to save it to Withers and threw it away. Turnover on the Tar Heels. Miller going to streak to the basket and draws the foul from Jalen Withers. That'll be 14 points and 3.5 assists. We got ACC guys all over the place tonight. Here, Mark Turgeon, Roy Williams, Boopy Miller. Trimble with 5 to shoot. Runner off the baseline. Now Harris into the corner. Oquendo will fire, and oh boy. Cadeau reaching for his eyes. And first as Ace Cario Oquendo after the foul a moment ago on Cadeau.
Smacked in the face.
Yeah. And he's come out. He's come back on the floor. He's with Drake Powell, Ben Allen Lubin, Trimble, and R.J. Davis, who just drew the reach on Keon Ambrose Hilton, I think. And I'm still not quite sure why 6'9" something here. What do you see that this could potentially?
Big guys you have. It's hard to find them. The big guys have to handle the ball. Most big guys aren't great. They forced switches, and there's no way that Ambrose Hilton is going to be able to guard R.J. Davis away from the basket. Again, it's you take your advantage and you make them an overmatch for the other team's advantage, and that's what North Carolina. Now North Carolina just trying to run their half-court offense.
Yep, Davis on a ball screen, tried to feed Ben Allen Lubin, turned over. Here's Edwards now on the break with Ian Jackson defending and scores.
You force turnovers, you get transition baskets, and suddenly the game looks a lot different, although you're still way behind.
And there's a backcourt foul on Cross, who was trying to bait the pass on the inbound. And missed the front of the 1-and-1. Carroll,
where we said SMU came into this game as the leading offensive rebounding team in the Atlantic Coast Conference, but North Carolina has really stopped that.
Yep. Lubin for Davis. Tried to get it to Ian Jackson. Here he is in the corner. Powell tees up a 3. And a technical foul.
On who?
Basket is good for Drake Powell.
I think that's what Andy Enfield got upset about. You see the bench gets up and comes. They felt like that was a double dribble.
Right.
And it wasn't called. And so they got hit with a technical foul, but the basket is going to count. Right side of your screen, you see Andy Enfield out by half court.
Yeah. Basketball. Talking to Andy Enfield as R.J. Davis shoots the first.
The foul was called before North Carolina was in its shooting motion.
The team foul. Here's Edwards all the way on the drive. Got trapped by Vin Allen Lubin. He'll skip it across for Cross.
They got a mismatch inside with Yigatolu, but they simply can't find him.
And Cross forces it up and in. And 9 for Matt Cross.
And that's the right word, Wes. Forces it up.
Shoot. Drake a hanging 2. And Cross.
Wes, one of the things that's been going on here recently, these skip passes by North Carolina have not been really well executed. Guys having to jump to catch the ball, not really in shooting position.
Edwards rolls in his 5th field goal.
Guys who can score at the end of the clock.
Davis, 5 to shoot. Ambrose Hilton in the air. Here's Jackson, a 3 from the right.
Check that box.
Yeah. You were looking for guys that can score.
Score at the end of the clock.
I offer you the freshman
there you go.
Jackson.
But that was great patience. Even though the clock was running down, he faked to get himself an open shot.
Harris will fall away. It'll rattle in. Chuck Harris with 15 in the game. He and Edwards now starting to heat up here a little bit for SMU with 3 and change to go. Trimble for Davis. RJ floater with a right hand. Tell you what, he struggled the last 2, Dan. It looks like he might have recovered and found the groove here.
Of course, if you're Hubert Davis, that's exactly what you're hoping for, that he'll find the groove.
Yigatolu. Washington for Davis. 1 on the clock over Yigatolu. And it goes! Oh, we're going to check.
I can say I'm not sure he got that one off. Wes, they would review it at the next TV timeout, but there aren't any TV timeouts left. Clock at the top.
Oh, it's off.
It is off. There you go.
His hand. Worked to 2 minutes.
That's 4 block shots for Washington.
Second good game too, right?
Yes.
Because Hubert Davis was effusive about the way he played the other day, and Matt Cross, I think, just caught hard.
Oh, they just banged heads.
It's a foul on Davis.
Well, Davis got the foul called because he reaches in, and after that reach in, they banged heads.
Right.
And it looked like he took it right on the West, where, you know, he reaches in, and because he reached in, he gets his head right on top of Cross's head, and they bang heads. That's just an unfortunate play.
Yes.
Spent a couple of years at UMass.
And now plays, giving 10 on the night. And make it 11. Turned over to Ambrose Hilton.
Well, the turnover numbers are not going to look pretty for North Carolina tonight, but most of them have been after the game was really decided.
Yep. Spot up 3. Harris knocks it down.
He can shoot it.
Yeah, he's got 18. 10 in the second half. Minute to go. Cross working against Elliot Cadeau. Wheels and scores.
And earlier in the game when he did that, you'd take 1 or 2 dribbles and he would.
Cadeau handles it out front. Carolina getting ready to go to 10-6 and 3-1 in the ACC. Jackson a 3. Got it. Ian Jackson has 18 now on his 3rd 3 of the night. Carolina's double figures in 3s. What a performance from behind the line for the Tar Heels. 11 of them tonight. And that'll do it with about 11 seconds left. Jackson the rebound.
He stepped out of bounds.
He stepped out of bounds with 10.5 to go. Chuck Harris is looking for a foul. Oquendo off the inbounds. SMU, by the way, gets Georgia Tech Saturday at Moody Coliseum. And Carolina will be in Raleigh to meet the Wolfpack. 82-67 the final tonight in Chapel Hill. Tar Heels go wire to wire here, Dan.
A very, very impressive performance by North Carolina on both ends of the court.
R.J. Davis